What is going on, football fans? Buckle up because we've got something absolutely massive to talk about today. And when I say massive, I mean the kind of jaw-dropping, Twitter-breaking, group chat exploding kind of story that throws the entire NFL into chaos. Because the Dallas Cowboys, yes, America's team, have reportedly signed none other than Shilo Sanders, yes, the son of the legendary prime time himself, Deion Sanders, to an absolutely mind-blowing contract reportedly worth up to $180 million. That's right. You heard it correctly. And no, this is not clickbait. This is not some recycled internet rumor. This is being whispered across football circles, fan forums, and sports radio. And whether it's true or not, it's the kind of headline that gets the whole league buzzing. We're going to dive deep into all of this, so make sure you're locked in, because if this story holds water, it could represent one of the wildest moves the Cowboys have made in modern history, and quite possibly one of the most aggressive bets on raw talent and NFL bloodlines we've seen in years. Now, let's rewind the tape for just a moment to understand the who, the why, and the what this all means, because if you're like me, you're probably wondering how a guy like Shiloh, who went undrafted just recently, is suddenly attached to a headline-making $180 million deal. First of all, let's acknowledge that Shilo Sanders isn't just anybody. He's part of football royalty. His father is Deion Prime Time Sanders, arguably the greatest cornerback to ever lace up cleats, and a man whose impact on the game extends beyond the field as a cultural icon, mentor, and now head coach at the University of Colorado. Shiloh's own career has been a bit more under the radar in comparison to his younger brother, Shilo Sanders, the star quarterback at Colorado, but don't get it twisted. Shiloh has been quietly grinding in the shadows, stacking up big hits, playing with a chip on his shoulder, and showcasing flashes of that same athleticism and swagger that made his father a household name. From South Carolina to Jackson State and finally Colorado, Shiloh carved out a name for himself as a hard-hitting safety who plays downhill, brings the energy, and carries that Sanders confidence in every snap. He's not the type to shy away from the moment. Now, despite going undrafted in 2025 and signing a modest rookie deal before being released, this new rumor suggests that the Dallas Cowboys, known for bold moves and headline-making decisions, have come out of nowhere with an all-in, franchise-shifting offer that could reshape the very identity of their defense. And here's where it gets insane. Because if the deal is truly worth $180 million, then we are talking about not just a regular signing, but a historic commitment. To put that into context, top-tier safeties in the NFL don't even sniff that kind of number on a regular basis. We're talking quarterbacks, elite pass rushers, and generational wide receivers getting that level of cash. So for Dallas to supposedly throw that kind of bag at Shilo Sanders, a player who hasn't yet had a full NFL season under his belt, tells us one of two things. Either Jerry Jones and the Cowboys front office have lost their minds and are completely gambling on pedigree, potential, and brand value over proven production, or they know something the rest of us don't, and they're getting ahead of the curve by locking down a future superstar before he breaks out and becomes unpayable. Think about it. The Cowboys are one of the most profitable franchises in all of sports. They've always had a flair for flash and drama, and they know better than anyone how to make a business move that's as much about headlines as it is about performance. Shiloh's signing, if real, would be a thunderclap that echoes through every sports network and social media platform. Suddenly, Deion Sanders is back in the Cowboys narrative, symbolically at least, and you better believe that would send ratings, ticket sales, and merch through the roof. And let's be honest, this move, as shocking as it sounds, would fit right in with the Cowboys' history of going big. But let's play devil's advocate here too. Because for all the excitement, this kind of contract raises a lot of eyebrows. Shiloh, for all his promise, doesn't have a single down of regular season NFL play yet. He was cut by the Bucks, so you have to ask, is this real? Is it a performance-based contract loaded with incentives? Is it a long-term deal with minimal guarantees? Is it even legal under the current salary cap structure? Because again, $180 million is massive. Even if it's over, say, 7 or 8 years, we're still talking over $20 million a year, which would make him the highest paid safety by a long shot. It's possible this is a highly structured deal filled with opt-outs, escalators, and team protections, or it could be a total fabrication. But even the rumor alone carries weight. It's setting the internet on fire. Cowboys fans are split down the middle. Half of them are losing their minds with excitement at the thought of a new Sanders era in Dallas, while the other half are yelling at their screens asking why the front office would pay 9 figures to an unproven player when there are needs on the offensive line, wide receiver depth, and other key areas. Meanwhile, other NFL fan bases are laughing, skeptical, or nervously watching to see if this trend continues. Because if Jerry Jones is actually willing to make a move like this based on family legacy and potential, you can bet other teams with deep pockets might start looking at young talent through a different lens. Imagine a world where players are no longer judged solely by combine numbers or draft grades, but by their bloodline, their brand, their media presence, and their ability to draw eyeballs. We're talking about the TikTok era of football recruitment now. That's a wild new reality, and this Shilo Sanders story might be a key domino in that shift. And what about Deion? You better believe Primetime has something to say about all this. You might whether this deal is real or not. You can imagine Deion picking up the phone, calling Jerry Jones himself, and selling his son like a prized Ferrari. Jerry, this kid's ready. You saw what I did on that field back in the day. He's got it. It's in the DNA. You can almost hear the conversation, and Jerry, being the ultimate showman, just might say, well, let's bring the Sanders name back to Dallas and make this place electric again. The NFL thrives on stories, on narratives, and this one checks every single box: legacy, hype, big money, a polarizing team, a famous last name, everything you need for primetime drama on and off the field. But let's also bring it back down to earth for a moment and talk logistics. If this deal is happening, there needs to be cap space. We're talking about restructures, possible cuts, maybe even trades to make room. If Shiloh joins the roster, who's getting bumped? Who's losing reps? Are they pushing him straight into a starting role? Or is he developing behind the scenes with a big investment in his future? That locker room's going to be watching too. If you're already on the team, grinding it out for years, and a new guy walks in with a monster contract and no NFL snaps, there's going to be pressure. You better believe players and fans alike are going to expect instant impact. Shiloh would have to prove himself immediately, earn the respect, make the plays, shut down doubters. Otherwise, the noise will get loud, and quickly the media will swarm. Every mistake, every blown coverage, every missed tackle would be a headline. That's the price of the spotlight. And to be honest, that's the Sanders way. That's the game they grew up in. Deion was built for the bright lights, and Shiloh has grown up in that same environment. He might thrive under pressure. We've seen flashes of his ability in college, right? Big hits, great instincts, field awareness. But the NFL is another beast. And if the Cowboys really are going all in, they must believe that Shiloh is ready to step into that storm and become a key piece of their defensive identity. Micah Parsons, Trevon Diggs, and now potentially Shilo Sanders. That's a defense with attitude, with swagger, and with a whole lot of media attention. Imagine the post-game interviews. Imagine the locker room celebrations. Imagine the Sanders name once again being chanted in AT&T Stadium, this time through the next generation. Whether this deal is real or just rumor, it sparks a conversation we need to have about how teams view potential, how branding is influencing signings, and how the line between sport and entertainment is getting blurrier every day. And at the end of the day, one thing is clear. The Dallas Cowboys are never boring, the Sanders family is always in the spotlight, and this story, whether fact or fiction, just might be a preview of a bold new NFL future where legacy and marketing power can shape entire rosters. Let me know what you think in the comments. Would you pay Shilo Sanders $180 million? Do you think this is real or just hype? And would you welcome another Sanders into the Cowboys dynasty? Don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe for more breaking NFL news, and ring that notification bell so you never miss an update. Because if this turns out